Hello friends, this is Vaibhav again from Natural Farming channel, dedicated to the natural farming techniques, procedures. Today we are going to show you how to make the Ghanjivamrut. This particular Ghanjivamrut is basically a fertilizer which you can use it with a minimum cost with maximum result. For this particular Ghanjivamrut, we will require the fresh cow dung. As you can see, this is a fresh cow dung. It's around 150 to 200 kilograms, right? Next ingredient is like gram flour and the jaggery. We are putting these two jaggery and gram flour and adding some water or jivamrut into this. Then we will be requiring this particular soil which we will be taking from any boundary level of the farm or from the base of the peepal tree or any from the jungle. You can collect this particular. Now why we require all these ingredients? First of all, see this fresh cow dung, you can take it, this cow dung from last 7 days, because it contains maximum number of microorganisms or bacteria, you can say. And as you know that cow dung or desi cow dung is basically having millions and trillions of bacteria, useful bacteria for the farming. Now why we are going for this jaggery? Jaggery is basically required for the fermentation, with which we can multiply the number of bacteria. As we are as I said that we are having multiple or billions or trillions of bacteria in this particular fresh cow dung, we are going to multiply it with the help of this jaggery. Now why we require this flour, gram flour? This gram flour is basically to give the boost up or give the energy to the existing bacteria to multiply their number of numbers. Okay, then why we require this particular soil from jungle or from any boundary area, where basically this particular soil is from that location where we have not used any chemical fertilizer, because it contains again the bacteria, useful bacteria for our farming. This particular soil we are using it to give again the numbers in the multiples, so that our this particular fertilizer should become rich in micronutrients, rich in microorganisms, rich in bacteria, useful bacteria for our farming. Now these are the things, these are the basic ingredients that we are going to require it. Now what is the procedure? We are putting this jaggery and gram flour into one pot, and we can use the water to dissolve this particular jaggery so that it contains the uniform mixture of this. We are putting we are taking this jaggery 2 kgs, gram flour again for around 2 kgs. We are using this bacteria rich soil around 1 kg, and this particular cow dung is around 200 kilograms of cow dung, fresh cow dung. Okay, now we will dissolve this and we will put into this particular cow dung and we will mix it. We are going to put it and into the shade for around 72 hours. Why we are putting this into the shade? Because whatever the beneficial bacteria are there, those will be multiplied in the in the shadow. It will multiply it. Okay, now the next process is we have to take this and sun dry it for around 2 days. As you can see the next process is As you can see, our supporter staff is there, and he's spreading it. This particular is a first batch. Now we are spreading this after 72 hours into a thin layer. It should be very thin layer so that it get dried up in a very quick way, like this. You have to spread it in a very thin way so that in 1 day or 2 day in such a hot condition it will get dried up. Now after this, the next process is we have to take this in and break it up into the small pieces, or you can filter it from any mesh or anything from that, and you can use it while sowing or while whenever there is a moisture in your farm. You can use it, you can fill it, you can store it into any bags or anything. Only thing is that while storing you should keep it away from the moisture, because once it will catch the moisture it will get bad impact or bad odor, or it will not give you the as required results. Once there is a raining or sufficient moisture in your farm, you can directly throw it into the farm, or else during the sowing process you can directly use it as our as people are using the chemical fertilizers. Now it is having tremendous results. Please go for this natural farming. Use this formula. It's very cheap. Whatever the contents you are requiring is as per your fresh cow dung, then jaggery around 2 kgs, like almost 60 to 70 rupees, then 2 kgs of your gram flour, again 100 rupees around. Then your only the thing is that your well wish should be there, so that you can go for this natural farming for betterment of your soil, betterment of your society, and betterment of your mankind. Thank you. Friends, as you can see, we have dig some hole into this fresh cow dung, and now we are going to dissolve all this jaggery and then gram flour and water and this bacteria rich soil into this particular mixture. Now we are going to sprinkle this particular mixture onto this fresh cow dung in a uniform way. As you can see, we are going to sprinkle this particular mixture onto this fresh cow dung in a uniform way and in the whole so that it can go into the whole cow dung. In this fashion we are going to sprinkle it. Yeah, that's the way. As you can see, we are going to mix this cow fresh dung and this solution of jaggery, then gram flour and the bacteria rich soil, and we will cover it up with some shade net, or you can put it some bagasse on this one, so that the multiplication, the fermentation of these beneficial bacterias will grow up like anything with this particular mixture. And this will be ready in 72 hours.